I'm John Crossman, and welcome to What Does a Video Cost? In this segment, we're going to talk about pre-production, and we're going to talk specifically about scope and subject as you go through your pre-production. There's really four videos that are going to delve in a little deeper to the pre-production phase of the three phases of video production and what does a video cost, which is pre-production, production, and post-production. So scope and subject will be this video. The next video will be scripting and locations. The next video will be talent and crew. And then the final video will be bringing it all together and talking about budget. My name is John Crossman, and thanks for watching. So scope and subject. So let's talk about scope. Scope is really the complexity, the time, the length, and therefore the cost of what you are looking to spend. General rule of thumb for commercial kind of video is $1,000 a finished minute. Now the shorter the video, the higher the cost, the longer the video, the lesser the cost per finished minute. So you may be able to get a 2-minute video or a 20-minute video for roughly the same cost. It depends on what kind of video it is, and in that the scope, the other details that these other videos are going to go through will help to determine which one of those ends of the spectrum that you're on. So scope is really the complexity and how much money you have to spend. If you want a music video that is reasonably professional and you don't have a couple $1,000s, chances are you're not going to get it. If you need a corporate video that is a series of videos and you only have $500 to spend, chances are you're not going to get that with a professional outcome. It's easy to say, easy for people to say they do video because they have a camera, and how hard can it be? But it, like any other business or any other art form especially, takes experience and the right equipment and knowing how to use it. And while it may not be brain science or surgery at the end of the day, you still benefit from finding professionals that really are professionals and not just people that are winging it. So that describes the scope of the video. What are you willing to pay for it? What is the overall length, and how complex does it need to be? Will it be all on camera like this? This video is cheap. I set up the camera. I've written a script, but I don't memorize it. But I write down my thoughts as it occurs to each video, and then read it a couple times, and then this is now my third or fourth time recording it, trying to get the message honed down and be tight and not waste your time or my time. So if the video is like this, then it's a pretty simple, pretty low cost thing. If it's heavy in animation or color correction or has a lot of locations, then the scope is going to be much broader, and therefore the cost is going to be much broader. The other part of this video that we're talking about today is the subject. Not all subject matter is good for videos. Videos are good at demonstrating things, explaining things that have a process that you can either explain through graphics or, how does a factory work. I've done a set of OSHA videos for a company that basically ran a factory, and so there you have different processes and you can visually see the process happen from one change to the other. You can look at specific places in the plant that are more dangerous or less dangerous, that have more rules around them or fewer rules around them, and you can see what that entails on a video. And so it's a good way to train people in the standards and what they need to be aware of and look out for. On the other hand, if you're trying to explain something that's really theoretical, you might be leaning more towards graphics, and even with graphics, is there a way that you can explain it to the layperson so that they will understand what you're trying to say? So some subjects that wouldn't seem to be good subjects for video could be done well in a video. A lot of sales professionals like to have sales videos, not only for training but actually for showing potential clients. And the reason for that is that once you've crafted your sales message and what you think is the effective way to lay out the product and the benefits in the market, blah, 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 you can then create a video around that message, and that message is delivered the same way every time. And so there's research that goes into that. That's part of the scope, but that would be a subject that is highly effective for a video, because what you want is, even though you train salespeople, everyone's different, and people will go out, they'll have good days, they'll have bad days, they'll get distracted, they'll veer off the course, and they'll leave the appointment without actually delivering all the information that you want delivered in that first thing. So a video can help structure the sales call and help explain exactly how you want it explained to your potential client, what the cost and benefits are. And then your salespeople become kind of advisors and answering questions that may come up from watching the video, but the message in the video is the same every single time. So it gives you a lot of power to deliver the message that you want. We've done a lot of training videos, very similar. You know, you get the wording that the company wants to use to explain different kinds of training, and then it's delivered the same way each and every time. So that's what you have to think about. Is the subject that you need to cover really appropriate for video, or would there be a better way to do it? And of course, the things that go into it. A interactive web-based platform might be great for doing something complex that maybe seem too complex for video, but the price may be prohibitive. So maybe the answer is making shorter videos, simpler videos that stacked up together deliver the same message, but doesn't require all of the background and the programming and blah, blah, blah to be able to do it, as an interactive presentation. So that's scope and subject in a nutshell. If you have questions, you can write me a question at the bottom of the web page. There's a contact form there. And if it's something simple, I can respond directly to it. If I get enough requests about a certain subject, then I can do a video about it. My name is John Crossman, and you're watching What Does a Video Cost? Our next video in this series in pre-production will be about scripting and location. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.